Welcome.
Why?
Welcome, everybody.
Why from the start?
I don't know. Why not? We've done this a billion times. Why not just have some fun with it?
Changing it up.
You're changing it up. What's going on, everybody? Stubbs here from Retro Handhelds. We are talking today about the Anbernic RG Vita, not the Pro version, the T618 version. Are you so ready for this? The best PSP of 2026? Yes.
And yes, it is 2026.
It's 2026. We're back with not only that man, but this man. And this man. What's going on, sir?
Yeah. Hey, every time you guys ask me on, I get tricked. Like, I think that something else is going on. Like last time you're like, hey, do you want to go live? Like you were asking me if I wanted to be alive or die, you know? I was like, okay, I'll join. This time, I thought we were talking about the PS Vita. I was like, oh, cool. We're going to do a PS Vita live stream. I'm like, yeah, I love this thing.
Well,
no, we're talking about the RG Vita.
I know.
Which tricked again.
Hey, man, it's at least the Vita we have at home, right?
That's true.
And we do.
Yeah.
And the Vita's beautiful. Vita means life. And yet here we are. Yeah,
And
right.
yet,
It's so nice.
every time it makes me realize how amazing this handheld is. I mean, just really.
It's so solid. You know, when you just hold it, you're just
unreal.
like, this thing, like
So
every
thin,
gram is correct.
light, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the engineering behind this is unbelievable.
Yeah. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the beautiful console that Sony made here. Not producer Sony, but the brand.
It is beautiful. It's fantastic.
It is good. They need to make another one.
They do. I
Yes.
hear that might be in the
Yes.
cards this year. So,
Maybe.
you know,
I
what are you
hope so.
drinking over there today?
Oh, some rooibos tea.
Oh,
Nice afternoon tea. Yeah.
rooibos. Is that related to
Yep.
Royabelli? Royabelli? What's that
No.
website called? Roybella?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's Pow Kitty's new endeavor.
Oh, I didn't know they were doing something new.
It's their new
Is it
e-waste
all-
store. Yeah.
Oh, is it like what is
like
that?
a-
Like paddleboard or not? What are they doing? Not
They're doing
pickleboard.
pickleballs. I have pickleball up there. I have pickleboards up there.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it'd be good. But no, everybody. All right, so first of all, check out Russ's impressions video dropped this morning. That's exciting. Yeah. And he has you have the retro colorway on that one.
I do. Yeah. Look at this guy. It's like the Game Boy Vita for some reason.
It's
I hate it.
So odd.
It's kind of a strange mashup. And I'll be honest, like visually speaking, I think it looks pretty awesome. But probably because I have the black unit.
I'm
it
like,
looks a little more premium.
This is not
Yeah.
it to me. I don't.
This
yeah.
is.
The black one looks a lot better.
It
And
does
it's
look a
weird
lot
too because it's just strangely large. Like this is the size of a
That's what-
Retroid
yeah.
Pocket 6.
That's what
you know,
she
like
said.
it's a big handheld.
Yeah.
So. Strangely large.
Not what she said to me, but
That's unfortunate stuff.
well,
Both good
anyways,
and bad, I
on-
guess. I don't know.
on that note, let's talk about this thing. Live chat, how you doing today? Oh, Mr. Davis is in the house. You're watching from your Thor.
Heck
Amazing.
yeah.
Rafter, what's going on, everybody? Rubella is an infectious disease. That's right, Skippy. Everyone has something to contribute today, and I really do appreciate that. And we have even Mr. Andrew with saying, Rob, having your sultry voice.
That's a first. I don't think anyone's called my voice sultry, but I'll take it.
It's in the realm of sultry.
It can be. I can
we
go into
can
that
get
realm.
there.
Real deep and nice, like
Just really good. So the black unit here, aesthetically, it looks nice. So let's just go over real quick. If you haven't seen this thing before, let's talk about what this is. Sony, if you want to pull this up here for us. Thank you, sir. Okay, so Jim Gray, legendary musician extraordinaire and writer for us, and also helper for the RGC channel over here. He wrote a impressions article and kind of gave his thoughts. He was not impressed with this thing, not only because it's rocking the T618, which is a chip that we saw many years ago in 2022, starting with the RG 505, which actually had an OLED screen, by the way, that from the actual Vita 1000. It's just a little odd that they're going back in time like this. And so he's saying, hey, you know what? 8-bit through PS1 is perfect. And Saturn N64 Dreamcast is pretty good with, those sane settings. I think he meant same settings, with the usual edge cases remaining problematic. PSP is strong, not flawless. And as we saw in Russ's video, you can do 2x PSP and things like God of War, but 3x is going to be where you're maxing out for that 720p panel there. GameCube and PS2, possible in some lighter titles. I think, you, Russ, both you and Jim came out the same there, where it's like, not really worth it. PS2 did a little bit better than GameCube, right?
Yeah, and it's strange because it's worse than other T618 handhelds, is what I saw. And I think it has to do with the RAM, because they're using 3 gigabytes in this one. And even the 3 gigabytes they're using, I didn't go in and test it, but I think it's at a lower clock speed. And so that's one of the things I'll have to do in my review. Is I guess this is something that was a problem with the RGDS as well. Gamma was telling me about it, is that it's like a slower, kind of a cheating way of using RAM. And so that's probably what they're doing on this one as well.
Yeah, it's a little odd. I always have to imagine there's a method behind their madness beyond purely, hey, we have a bunch of these chips still sitting around. Like, there must be some strategy here, because this is the first time I've seen with them, besides, I think, the Win 600, where they're releasing 2 different SKUs. They're releasing the Pro model and the Standard.
Yeah, totally different.
Which, for those of you who might not know, the Standard here has Android, but the Pro is planned to have Linux from day one, and dual booting is going to be an option for that. So we already have Newly running on here day one. We got a screenshot over there from Acme Plus today in the Discord, and right there, which will be really exciting. So I think the excitement is going to be with the Pro more so than this. And the Pro has an RK3576.
Yep.
I believe it is.
Yep.
And that's the first time we've seen this in a handheld. People talking about that being a SBC board and something that is fun for, modders who want to just buy that board by itself and mess around. So the Linux enthusiast crowd seems pretty hyped for that one. I know Gamma already has one of these Pro models, and some of the other devs like Acme Plus. So stay tuned. I assume we're getting the review units in for this as well. Our rep said, stay tuned for the Pro here pretty quick. We also got from our rep and our Anbernic source that this will launch 3rd week of March alongside the Standard. So these are going to be coming at the exact same time. We can only...
It's such a weird rollout for this one.
Yeah, it's a little strange with that. And so we're very early days here as far as showing you guys the Standard, but I guess they want lots of lead time to get the Pro ready for their whole dual booting fiasco here, shenanigans. Pricing wise, we're looking at probably around $100 shipped for the Standard. The Pro, they were actually asking me, like, hey, what would people buy the Pro for? And I said, with that chipset, probably no more than like $140 on the high end. The 3576 is comparable to the somewhere around the T820, maybe a little under the T820.
Yeah, I think it's between the T618 and the T820 in terms of raw performance.
But it's being brand new makes it exciting. And beyond that, why would you pay, potentially $30, $40, $50 more than the Standard? Well, not only Linux is an option, but you're going from 3 gigs of RAM on the Standard up to 4 gigs on the Pro. The battery, I believe, is going to be 5,000 on both, but it's at least 5,000 here on the Standard, but the shell looks the exact same. You're looking at 18
It's going to have a
watt.
different screen too, right? This one's going to be 1080p on the Pro versus 720p.
Yep.
That's right. 1080p on the Pro, 720 here. You're also looking at 18 watt fast charging on the Pro versus they claim 10 watts on the Standard, but I could not get more than 8 watts to go to this handheld. I know you guys also couldn't quite get to 10 watts.
Yeah, I got 9 on mine.
Yeah, which is like, okay, all right.
The faster charging will definitely be appreciated on the Pro model, because, boy, I forget how slow that can be.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been charging for quite a bit.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
Nate's saying, Stubbs, why did you say 140? Now, hold on. That's 140. I should clarify. That's 140 shipped. So
that's still
120, 130, maybe at the max. I don't know. I don't know what to price the Pro at. It's a new chip. Of course, we hope to see that around $100.
It's all odd too, because it's not like it's that more performant than the T618. I know we get really the advantage of Linux. Yeah, so it's just odd. I don't quite understand the thinking here.
Yeah,
and a thing to point out is that Anbernic is going to Anbernic. It doesn't matter what we tell them, like, and the guy we talk to too, like, he doesn't work for Anbernic. He's just like a guy who knows them, and so that's our, like, we play telephone basically, like, hey, tell Anbernic this, and then we just trust that this guy who's kind of sketchy, like, will tell them the right thing, and it never happens. And so, as much as people always are coming to us like, hey, tell Anbernic to make this handheld, right? Like, no, we can try.
We can try.
That message may not get there. So
yeah,
I don't know what I'm expecting in terms of price too. I think the best thing that I could say is, like, for the non-pro, in my video, I was like, this feels like an $80 handheld. So hopefully they stick around that price, but we'll see.
It's got to be under 100. If this is not, it has no place being more than that.
Yeah, and exactly. And Russ, you nail it right on the head there. It's like, I always say things to our Anbernic rep. What actually gets sent back to the company to come to fruition, it's hard to say. I think it's pretty rare that we've seen it. But he still likes to see, like, well, what do people think about this? So, like, great, I'll share my mind. But it makes it it's such an interesting thing. Tell Anbernic to make the RH Thor. They already made the RGDS, man. What more do you want from them?
Another screen.
Look at this.
We need one more screen.
We need a third screen on this.
Oh, man.
To come out.
The ironic thing about the RGDS is that so many people were like, they should have just put a T618 chip in it. And I remember thinking to myself, there's no way they're going back to that chip. It's done, right? And then sure enough, the next handheld's got the T618 in it. So.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Carrie's post on X, and it said T618 when he responded to somebody. I was like, no, there's no way.
What year is this?
Right. I was just shocked by that. And boy, does it feel a little sluggish in 2026. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have had the same issues where just overall Android just feels very slow and not very responsive at times. It's definitely showing its age.
Yeah, just going through, like, the Android settings, you can feel the kind of sluggishness just from that.
Yeah.
You have the ghost touches happening on your unit, Russ. And then I know Rob has the opposite, where his unit is, he has to touch it a bunch of times to make anything register. So you guys both have these touch issues, which, by the way, just to clarify, was my in your review, I saw that you mentioned Rob had the ghost touches. Like, that was my bad. I translated between you guys wrong. Rob's is opposite of yours. But you guys both have touch issues nonetheless. Mine, for some reason, doesn't have those, at least not so far as I navigate around. So I'm guessing what, a quality control on the units? I don't know.
I think it's a calibration thing because, Gamma doesn't have issues. Carrie from the Fox didn't have issues either. So everyone that I asked, they didn't have issues other than I'd heard that Rob had issues too. And so the fact that Rob is having the opposite effect, it leads me to think it's a calibration thing. I wonder if it has to do with the all glass front, like if that's a problem with it, or it's just the screen itself. I don't know.
The all glass front means immediately premium, right? Just
exactly. By default.
At least $30 goes into just the glass. No, it's a little interesting. So we got 3 gigs of RAM in here, Android 12. Like we said,
that video was wild to watch. I could feel the struggle there. I could feel just how frustrating that was to deal with. I think you were showing like a close up at one point, and I already could see what your facial reaction was to it, because it's like, oh, here he goes, it's happening again, even when I'm showing a close up of it.
I'm not a guy who gets angry often, right? But there were moments where I was like, I could maybe just throw this on the floor, Like, I was like, I could just throw this thing and get rid of it, And it's not necessarily the handheld, but that's like how frustrating it is to have those ghost inputs. And I totally get people who have had that with like the Odin 2 and they get really mad about it. Mm-hmm. Totally understandable now, like having to live through that and trying to set up the device. It took me an extra day just to get everything ready. And I had to use like a USB mouse in order to actually get through the menus and stuff. But then once I got Emulation Station going, which doesn't use touch inputs, like it just kind of nullified it. And so then I was able to use it for emulation and stuff, but I just don't want to go into any menu.
Yeah, because it's just beyond frustrating. So
You were showing the game streaming example, and that would drive me crazy.
All right. I was like dying in Hades. I was like, I'm not supposed to die right here, but it was just, yeah, it was pretty rough. It's
and you had to plug in a freaking mouse to navigate around, which was crazy to me. I was like, what?
It's wild.
Yeah.
But, I've had a little bit better experience, I feel like, compared to you guys. And part of that makes me wonder, like, hey, do I just really like the way this black unit looks? But I haven't had the touch issues. And the D-pad is a mistake. But, like, why did they change up the D-pad all of a sudden? They got the D-pad pretty well mastered lately in their handhelds. I don't know why they did this. It's not the freaking Vita-style clicky dome switch buttons either.
And that's the funny thing,
right.
because they went with a rubber membrane D-pad, which, we've seen a lot of from Anbernic, but it's not even their best effort. This is actually probably one of the worst ones I've seen in the handhelds. So it's like you made the choice to use rubber membrane for a Vita-inspired device, and it's not even the best one that they've done. So it's just, I don't know what's going on here. It's just all odd. It's very odd design choices here.
And the other thing is, well, I was going to
ahead.
say it's a missed opportunity to have the freaking PlayStation layout buttons, A, B, X, Y, it's not like this, but like actual like triangle, square, X, and circle would have been awesome.
I wonder if none of the companies do it because they want to avoid Sony as much as they can when it comes to that.
Yeah, I think the glyphs are licensed.
Yeah,
like if you see
I think
like
that's the biggest
the
problem,
backbone controller has them, but they had to license it from Sony, and so I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's good. And I'm having fun with it inside of Android games there. Like Hot Lap League is fun, and PSP gaming on here is fun so far. But let's take a look just at the nuts and bolts here. So let me get on my ASMR mic. Here's the problem. Why?
Yep. We got a little teaser of this on the podcast when I was showing off the shoulder buttons on the bottom. Yep.
Not only that, but why is the L2 a completely different sound? It's like a thunk, thunk, thunk. And then the L1,
it's an orchestra.
Yeah, it's like orchestra. I mean, you can do some drumming on it. It's almost like a djembe, I guess. But it's odd. And then that D-pad, and the D-pad is okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
It feels like the PSP D-pad more than it does the Vita, which is a little bit kind of this sloppy, mushy, loose feeling, and it's not accurate at all. And if you
it doesn't
start
have
to
much of a pivot to it.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of a little bit mushy for them too. It's surprisingly just, I don't know, it's just off. It's not their typical that we see.
Right. And for me, it was overly sensitive in the diagonals, just a little bit, but enough that I could notice it.
that it's going to drive you a little bit nuts. Yeah.
Again, like with some of the design choices, this would have been better off as a PSP inspired device, especially with the chipset that's in there. And, I know Russ mentioned it. I was talking about it on the podcast. And again, I know maybe they can't use the PSP name, but calling it a Vita is just going to lead to confusion. And, marketing matters. People are going to automatically assume, oh, hey, it's a RG Vita. Can it play Vita? That's usually going to be the first question that someone asks. And
it has one thing that the Vita doesn't have: Anbernic AI.
Oh, geez.
You can do translation. I mean, oh no. So we have all
you
we have
need
all
a
that
translation
going
for that.
When I was playing around in Moonlight today, I didn't load Artemis. I just went ahead and tried out the Moonlight they had on here. I was curious. I was getting between 9 and 10 milliseconds decode time, which is pretty rough as far as things go. But I know, Russ, you used Artemis and you got a better result. You got 6.5?
Yeah, between 6.5 and 7. It was playable a little bit. Like I could feel a little bit of lag. Like it's the point where I was like, okay, this is streaming, but but other than that, I think it was fine. And those ghost touches were kind of crazy, but yeah, 6.5 is not terrible.
It's not.
No,
for the
it's definitely not the
T618.
worst I've seen on a device. I mean, that's actually fairly decent.
Yeah, you're beating the Snapdragon G1 Gen 2, and you're actually coming ahead of the Snapdragon G3X Gen 2, which for a T618 from 2022 is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just kind of where we're at with this. So I think for streaming, you're looking all right. The sticks, I don't find entirely uncomfortable. The placement there in general, the ergonomics are okay. It's lightweight. It's It doesn't have the touchpad, of course, you see on the back of the Vita, but it does have that aesthetic, and you have these little kind of rubber imprints there, whatever you want to call this. They're not rubber, but they're plastic. But it has that area, and you have a nice vent there. Everyone likes a good vent. Okay. You can tell I'm really
let me tell
grasping
you,
at straws
I was
here,
cooking the thing. I was trying
it's a little warm. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get some Android games going because I know on the podcast some wanted to see that, and boy, it was cooking. Some it was just, yeah, it's getting really hot. It's funny they have the exhaust vents. I know they probably didn't want to put a fan in this. They're probably trying to kind of mimic a little bit of what the Vita is.
Yeah, well, I'll check back when it's getting a little hotter. So I'm at 3x here in PSP, and this is what Tekken 6.
Yeah, I honestly didn't I noticed a little bit of warmth, but not much, but a lot of the time too, I was not spending pushing it hard. I was like, okay, this is good for PSP. So I kept playing PSP, and I didn't really find it getting warm, which is great, I think.
I really think this device is awesome for PSP. I think that
it is.
That's what probably most people will consider it for, once they get over the idea that, this is not really playing Vita. I mean, even the lighter stuff kind of struggles.
Right.
It has potential. The chipset aside, I mean, how many... okay, again, I'm going to play devil's advocate here today because the RK3326, we've seen that recycled every day in a new device for the last 7 years. So, okay, we didn't have that many T618 devices. In fact, we only had, I think, 7 or 8 of them in total across all brands. So exploring this is okay. The part where that loses me again, besides the D-pad, which is serviceable but strange, the screen quality, besides there's over sharpening, you can see that throughout, and I hope that they fix that with an OTA update, or they implement Gamma's fix, or whatever they did to fix it on the RG 505, because that was years ago and that didn't have the over sharpening effect over on the text and characters. But just the screen saturation and contrast does not look as good as something like your Vita 2000 even, to my eyeballs, or the what else? The Mingme Air X has nicer,
Yep, which I actually just put on.
Nicer looking panel.
I mean, most Anbernics have had better screens than this one.
And the over sharpening issue is not helping its case at all.
Right.
It
took me 2 seconds to notice it. I was like, "Oh, smokes, we're back in 2022."
Yeah, which you last saw on this handheld here. This is a blast from the past. This is the RG 405V, which also had that at launch. The Wood Boy, yeah, right? So here's another T618 for you. Even crazy. Oh, and there's so there's all the T618s if you wanted to know. You got the 405M, you got the actual original RP Flip, you got the Pow Kitty, what is that? The
X28, and there's X18S.
Yeah. And the X18S.
I mean, I'll say the X18S screen is better than on this Anbernic. And I hated that handheld.
That was a rough
handheld. It was awful.
We got 3 iterations of it. They started to get it right, and then they just completely moved on from it.
I don't know if they started getting it right.
I had a soft spot for that one just because it was another clamshell.
It was the first with the chipset.
It was the first, and they were looking at clamshells. Retroid was not yet. So all of a sudden, you saw the Flip come into existence, and now we see all these clamshells happening now. But GPD-XD kind of started that trend. But you also have the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus there, which also had the T618, which was a great handheld. Invented by a man who really likes his noodles, I hear. And also the RP2S had the T310, I think it was. I have it on my
desk here. RP3 was T310.
And
which is pretty close in terms of performance.
Yeah,
you got the 2S there.
2S, sorry, 2S, yeah. 2S here. And the 310 was okay. You could play some even some GameCube a little bit on here. So that was fun. Even the 2 Plus,
the 2S could do GameCube. Yeah, the 2S is more powerful.
Yeah, and you could do this. Wait, what chips? This was the 310, was it not?
No, that's the 2 Plus.
Oh, I'm thinking 2. I'm a gen behind. Sorry, guys. Yeah. It's been a while.
And then we got the 2 Plus, and we got the 3.
What was the 2S again?
It's a good question. I actually forgot.
It's been so freaking long.
I don't remember those numbers. Metroid Pocket.
There you go.
2S.
T610.
Sorry, okay.
Oh, that's right.
610.
Yeah, T610.
So
I knew it was close.
Yep.
I knew it was underneath the 618, but just barely so. And even that could pull up, I think, GameCube seemingly better than this. So, yeah, good times, guys. This was an underloved handheld. I'm just going to say that. All right. That's neither here nor there. Another one, though, that comes to mind as far as like screen quality and honestly an uncanny resemblance is the TrimUI Smart Pro. And also, this is the TrimUI Smart Pro S model here from this one's from Mech DIY, but similar idea there.
You know, what's funny is there are elements of that one that feel more like a Vita than the RG Vita does.
Yes.
You know, because the
That's
RG
what
Vita
sticks.
feels, the RG Vita feels very hollow. You know, whereas the TrimUI doesn't. Like it's kind of like got that same solidness to it that I really like. You know, it's got the clicky D-pad and face buttons too, which I don't think are like great, but they are more PS Vita like than the RG Vita.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's a weird contradiction between all of them.
A lot quieter on the shoulder buttons as well.
Yeah,
But it does feel more Vita-like than this does over here.
I mean, it's got the Vita sticks on it for better or for
Exactly.
worse.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, this is why the price for this will really matter because, I mean, this does PSP really well. And, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why if this is over $100, I just don't see an audience or market for this at all. It just doesn't make any sense.
And I like that the TrimUI Smart Pro S runs Linux. So it's like we can put Newly on it. We can put something on it that makes it just feel like a console right out of the gate. And I always appreciate that about the Linux distros.
And honestly, Tigar has a good point with saying, you know, never have I been more in agreement with someone. Another one that people forget about is actually this Kinhank K56. And this one, so this is
that's Zoo's favorite.
This is the Denver Broncos handheld, but
the Tim Tebow,
the special. But it actually had ergo bumps and a fairly powerful chipset inside of it. This comes in at around $130 to $150, which I think is going to land us around the price of the Pro model Vita. But the D-pad is not bad; it all feels pretty good. And this is nice for upscaled PSP alongside the Mengmi Air X. Technically, the Mengmi Air X has a lower performing chipset than the Vita as well, but you have driver support because it's a Snapdragon 662.
Let me tell you, the things I've managed to get running on that handheld, it's kind of crazy. It's definitely an overachiever. And it's just build quality, the features. I mean, it's just such a nice handheld for the price. It's kind of hard to like really recommend anything else, honestly. I mean,
right? About $100.
Yeah. It's really a well done handheld, a budget handheld.
Well, it just feels right all the way around. You got the D-pad, you got the face buttons. It all kind of just for the price point, it all comes together in a package. It's really nice. The only thing I don't like about it is just the decode times. You know, you are looking at around 10 to 11 milliseconds on there. So this is not great for streaming, unfortunately. But besides that, you know, upscaled PSP and everything else you want to do with it, including some Vita apparently, is very interesting. So speaking of Vita now, let's take a look at what you can do because everyone's wondering, like, can this do any Vita? And you can do some light Vita like Super Meat Boy, but do one of you guys have this loaded on by chance?
I do. I actually do. So I was in TXK, which is another Vita game and a light one. I'm happy to see that it actually runs. As I've not been having good success with Vita 3K at all on this.
No, Russ, you as well. Like you were getting some funny pop-in issues and
just your typical stuff. I mean, the Vita 3K emulator is not like the best in the world. It hasn't been properly worked on for a while now. At this point, we've seen some updates, over the past few weeks, which is actually pretty great. But for a while, people were calling it abandonware on Android. Just because it hadn't had an update in close to a year or something like that.
I know, yeah, which is nuts because I guess the developer moved on to work on another project for a little bit. I don't know what's going on. They got the ZX variant offshoot, which tried to make some progress there, but really Vita emulation,
which is actually what I have loaded on here right now.
Oh, cool. Okay,
because the ZX variant should, in theory, be better for Mali stuff, but the T618 is just So how does it run as far as FPS goes on there? It looks all right. Pretty solid, yeah. Hold
Cool.
on, I don't think I have the FPS counter on here. Let's see.
So I've been playing, if you want to go to my camera, so I've been playing Iconoclasts on mine, which is probably the best experience. If I can get this to focus. Come on, dude, focus. There we go. And this is a good game. But one thing to note about these games is, the PS Vita resolution was 960 by 544. So it was double PSP. When you play that resolution on a 720p display, it looks pretty soft. Like, it doesn't look as nice as actually playing the game on a PS Vita. Even though the Vita has a lower resolution, it actually fits and it scales correctly. This one feels like you're putting like a CRT shader or something on it to make it look softer. And so in general, the PS Vita games for me look worse on this compared to actually playing it on the Vita itself.
On the Vita.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer. Man. Let's see. It's way too dark. Let's turn this up. The Vita's still great in 2026. That's what I'm really being reminded of today. I'm like, oh man, this is pretty good.
Absolutely.
I also kind of want an RG 505 all of a sudden because it actually had that OLED screen.
This is something I've seen a lot of. The general it just gets stuck. Oh, there you go. It's going.
There we go.
It's going.
And
it's going.
Shout out to Tiger Bites too. Thank you so much for your super chat. Russ with the Retro Handheld crew. Got to grab my snacks for this live stream. Yeah, what snacks you got today?
Thank you.
This is good.
Doing a little pretzel action. Okay. It's
the FPS
trying.
overlay.
It's trying.
Shall I reboot it and try again? This is kind of the general vibe I've had with a lot of stuff on here.
Yeah, mine too. The software navigation experience with that 3 gigs of RAM is
it's
real tough.
It's been a challenge.
It's tough. Yeah. You know what I like the best on this though? My favorite thing actually on here to do is to play just PS1 games. And yeah, if you have the widescreen patches and those work, that's nice to use the full real estate. But believe it or not, on the black model, I am almost tricked with like an OLED effect or something like that. Like it's convincing. Not the color itself, like that doesn't look anything like it, but it's almost tough to tell that you have bezels. So I appreciate that.
That looks good right there.
Yeah, it does look good. It almost looks like it's an OLED panel.
But you can tell, there's your bezels.
The black definitely looks a lot better. I mean, without a doubt.
I would say if you're going to get this, of the two options, definitely the black is the one to get. But I would say even hold off on this and wait to see what's going on with that Pro model. We don't know 100% everything about it yet, but we should very shortly here. So just stay tuned on all of our relevant YouTube channels. You can rely on Russ to give you that nice deep dive aspect of everything, where Rob's going to give you the gameplay showcase elements and also talk about, what his experience has been. And
the teardowns. He does great teardowns.
Awesome teardowns. And then over here, I don't even know what shenanigans we get into, but we just shoot the breeze about this and see what we can do.
This is rough. I don't understand how turning on the FPS overlay completely just...
Well, I guess it doesn't like it, so I guess drop the overlay.
This is crazy.
Here, I'll share it with people what the speaker experience is like while you're doing that.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, it just crashed it. That's something Russ had also experienced, I know.
The speakers are nice and loud, though. They're down firing, which is not ideal, but they're actually pretty decent sounding speakers. Oh no. Stay away from me, Axel. Take that. Get out of here, microphone. I got metal to twist. No. No. Dude, Axel is such a dick.
I had the same issue as Russ with Vita. A lot of times just crashing, nonstop crashing, and it's just driving me crazy. Yeah, I mean, Vita on this is not great.
Yeah.
I would even the lighter stuff has had issues.
I'd love to show more games, but I cannot exit the game I'm in because the touchscreen now isn't working. And so I can't like swipe at all. Yeah. And I can't even restart the device because I can't touch on the restart button. So I'm just stuck in Iconoclasts for the lifetime of this handheld, I guess.
Oh no. NVIDIA.
I'm trying to launch another Vita game and it's just
it's being
just crashing.
Upset. NVIDIA, is that audio bad? No, actually the audio experience, at least my experience of it, is pretty good for a handheld of this size. It gets very loud without distorting, which is kind of the metric I go by for these smaller budget handhelds. Like, you're not going to expect amazing hi-fi audio quality for under $100 usually, but if you can get a loud volumes where you can clearly hear it without the speakers distorting, that's the experience I have. So in my mind, yes, for a budget handheld, the speakers are pretty nice.
So it definitely wasn't playing like this. I'm going to turn off the overlay and see what happens. This is wild.
Yeah, it's strange.
This is crazy.
Mine was working fine with the overlay, but I don't have the special version that you're using.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go and try the regular version as well. Mine as well.
Tiger Bites also. Thank you again for the super chat. Convince Anbernic to make the 477H. I mean, yeah. I think we should all suggest that one. That's great because the 476H here, awesome handheld, one of Anbernic's best. It's so confusing to go from something. Honestly, this is one of their best 4x3 aspect ratio focused handhelds they've ever made, in my opinion. Very nice handheld. To go from that to this. Now, of course, the 476H, you're looking around 160, 170 bucks on average for this. And this will be less, but yeah, the 477H with the Dimensity 8300 would be really cool to see.
Yeah, totally.
So, good idea there. If you want to spend a little bit more money, around the $200 price point, 200 to 220-ish, you can get the Retroid Pocket G2. And the G2, you get an OLED screen. You're going to be getting a Snapdragon, that G2 Snapdragon chip on here, so it can just rock it. It does even better than the RP5, and just all around comfortable. This is a really nice, Vita 3K machine for as much as you can actually play Vita 3K. But even better option is something like I keep hearing and seeing in chat. You guys are all right with the RP6. RP6 is my favorite daily driver Android handheld right now, and this one. Even better with the Snapdragon
8 Gen 2.
8 Gen 2. There we thank you very much. The 8 Gen 2 and the 8 Gen 2 gives you that driver support, so you're going to be able to load those custom drivers for Vita 3K, and that's even better. Oh, this is a great handheld. It's spendier. You're going to be spending a bit more.
Hey, I fixed it.
Hey,
what
did you do?
Apparently, it was on 8X. That would do it.
Oh,
I think it's because of the touch screen.
Oh,
the touch screen is just so. I mean, I've had the issue where it's just not as responsive as I would like it to be.
Yeah, this game was working well for me. I had a couple crashes, but not that much. Like, I would consider this one to be playable.
Yeah.
I only maybe did 20 minutes with it, but yeah, that was enough for me.
Yeah,
this one and Iconoclast were like the two best.
Yeah, TXK seems to be pretty good. I have Guacamelee on here. I'll try that out as well. I did try out things like Wipeout. Whoops. Oh. I did try out Wipeout. That got to like loading and it just crashed.
Yeah.
What else did I try? Geometry Wars 3 didn't work. There's a couple that I was having trouble with.
I'm curious on the weight as well. So 276 grams on there compared to the Vita, which gave us 220? Wait, really? Okay, so yeah. Russ, did you weigh the Vita 1000? I don't have one of those. That probably was a little more heavy.
I did not weigh it. I don't think it is. I think it's lighter than the 2000. Let me
Okay.
see. Yeah, it's the Anbernic is heavier because it's a bigger handheld. It's got all that glass on the front of it, but it also feels hollow, so it's kind of a contradiction.
It's about the same weight as the Ioneo Pocket Air Mini, which another great handheld for under $100. Only issue with this is you get some ghosting on the screen, but man, so quiet. All the buttons are quiet. The shoulder buttons, you're not gonna wake up your kids with these shoulder buttons compared to here, where it's like, I'm not gonna go and sit on an airplane probably even and play this. It's just so clickety clackety. So don't know about that.
The weight on the Vita 2000 is 219 grams, so pretty close to the 1000. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just curious here. RP2S, so light, 256 on the Smart Pro S. Last one I wanted to check, K56. I like my weight comparisons. Oh, I missed one.
I know you like that K56. It's okay.
I do. Like, it's comfortable. I don't use it that much, but it's charming looking. Someone said in chat, Tari said it's the Goku handheld. And I'm like, yeah, that's about right. 282
Wait.
there.
Can you go back to your other Vita, your PS Vita?
Yeah.
Can I
have
see
a
the back of
2000.
it? Is that? Oh, it's a 2000. I thought
It's
it was
a
a 1000. So the 2000, yeah, is 220 grams, like I just said. The 1000, the thick one, that's 260 grams.
Yeah.
Okay, it is.
The 1000 is a
I thought it
little
was-
bit heavier.
I
Yeah.
thought it'd be
Yeah.
more heavy for the first.
And 280 grams if you get the 3G one, which is what
Okay.
I have.
Let me tell you, times have changed because I remember when I first held a Vita 1000 and I was like, "Oh, this is substantial. You know, this is a heavy handheld."
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's one of the lightest things that we got.
Yeah, man. We want to do it. Okay. So that's good. What else have you guys been doing with yours? So, Rob, is there any other use cases that you thought were, next to the
I thought
Odin
I'd
Mini?
bring out the Odin 2 Mini. Yeah.
Yeah, good
absolutely.
call.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this to me is if you really want something that looks like a Vita. I mean, I love this handheld. I know it gets a lot of hate because of the mini LED screen, but
I don't think it get much hate
it's
these
so
days.
comfy. Like the shoulder buttons, like they nailed that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? I mean, the
And
clear,
the D-pad, the face buttons,
the
all of it are
D-pad,
great.
Yep. Mhm.
The face buttons aren't quite like the Vita, but they still feel good and they're quiet and got the nice crystal feel to them.
I mean, this
I really
screen
love
is
the feel of this.
crazy bright. I mean, it'll just wash out because it's just so bright.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I could go really dim with this and it still picks up pretty nicely on here. But yeah, this is so nice.
They really got to bring this back. I wish they were
Yeah.
still selling it. I don't even care about the mini LED screen. It's just
Yeah, for sure. Bring it back with an LCD panel. I mean, that's fine. IPS, you know. OLED. I mean, there's a lot of options. But this
Yeah,
is
if they
this is
put
nice.
if they put the Retroid Pocket 6 screen in this one, that would be
Mm-hmm.
awesome. 5.5 inches, make it a little bit bigger, get rid of some of these bezels, that would be amazing.
That would
'Cause
be
I was never a fan of this screen on the Odin 2 Mini myself, but I
The
don't know. I
crazy
tried
thing
two
is just
different models and they
the
didn't like
power
it.
too. I mean, like
Right.
this thing is so much more powerful and smaller than this. It's just
So I didn't
Which
go
is
into
crazy.
detail in my impressions video because I was trying to keep it really light and kind of fast, but I did some benchmarking between the two, and it's about a 10x difference between the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 and the T618.
I love that. I love
So-
that.
no.
10 times more powerful.
But the best part is it doesn't cost you 10 times the amount of money, at least
Right.
based on $100, let's say. I mean, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's too bad they discontinued it. I mean, again, this is a really compact handheld with a lot of power. It's pretty amazing. Really like
I mean,
this.
that is one thing to Anbernic's credit is they still sell all of their handhelds, even the Win 600, like they sell them
Yeah.
all.
Yes, which is now
Whereas-
I think the cheapest Windows x86 handheld you can buy. So
Ugh.
I was telling our
we have come full circle.
our the Anbernic rep we speak with about the RG 505. I was like, man, this is tough. The RG 505 people can get for around $100 right now. You guys really can't price any higher than that, and it seemed like they're not going to. But then he was like, wait a minute, we still sell the RG 505? I was like, yeah. He's like,
Sell
no.
everything.
I was like, you guys have the whole lineup.
Yeah, they have it on their website for like what, 115 or something.
Zoo's
Yeah, I think
still
it's around there.
Zoo's still focused on the Win 600 box debacle. Listen, man, I don't keep many boxes, and I'm sure as shit not gonna. Oh, that's one. Not gonna take back a Win 600 box from New York City. Let me tell you what. Put it in my little backpack on the airplane. It wasn't gonna happen. I'm gonna have to hide it somewhere else.
A carry-on's a
Oh,
thing.
the whole carry-on for the box? No. So I had to
Yes.
viciously destroy it in front of Rob, the Retro Tech Father.
Yes.
Within
That-
minutes.
That was painful to watch.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. One nice thing to know, though, about here on the handheld is the buttons. They're one thing, right? But the joysticks are another thing. Look at these joysticks. It's nice to have them there. And if you don't like them, lately they've been doing the swap out option, so you can take off these joysticks and put on some other
hype sticks.
Some hype sticks.
There you go. I knew you'd have them on hand.
On live. Look at this. What do you want? You want a giant old stick right there? Boom. Comfy. Now who is the captain of sticks?
How does that feel?
Too tall. Shouldn't have put this one on. Should have done a different one. Let's put a little itty bitty one on. Come on, you. You. Okay, there we go. Yeah, see, that's real nice. Real nice.
Yeah, clear. Go with clear. You got clear on there?
Yeah, I got some clear around me. But I got it.
Chemical Burrito got it right.
No. Hold on. Twister's about to mess my life up. Run away. Where's the health? We must go. No, I blew myself up. Anyways, so that never we'll just forget about that. Rob?
Guacamelee not happening on here either. It just keeps crashing for me. I know Russ said he got his to launch and then it crashed eventually, I believe.
Yeah. I was able to get to like outside of the church and then it started to crash.
Yeah, I got clear hype sticks for you guys now. Here we go. Happy?
Hey, it's going further than it did last time, so that's an improvement.
Doop, doop, doop. This is
That
very
does look
comfortable.
nice.
Let's see. This is where it's going to crash.
Let's see.
Hey,
say one.
That overlay is...
Up.
There is
going.
one.
Hey,
Overlay does not like that overlay.
there we go. I actually got in-game this time.
Yeah. But it's when I left this room is when it crashed.
Let's see how we do. I did try to do some, very light switch on here just for fun, and it's like, it's just, it's not happening. Like I'm talking about like bare, like the lightest stuff I could find.
You're getting further than I got.
Good job,
Hey,
Rob.
Hey. Well, at first it didn't seem like this was going to happen at all. It just kept crashing. And that's the other
look
thing
at
too.
that.
I mean, in general, Vita emulation is, especially on Android, is still very much a work in progress. I mean, don't buy this expecting any kind of Vita really. I mean, yeah, it's fun to maybe mess around with it and see what can run and not. But yeah, this is
Really
actually
unstable.
Yeah, it's really unstable. It's actually doing worse than I expected it to, honestly.
But really, I mean, PSP, upscale PSP
no
is
heat issue
not
right
bad.
now. I'm not feeling a lot of heat. I know Team Pandora was asking.
Hey, what's up, Tim?
The only time this got really hot was when I was doing like the downloading for a lot of the gacha games on Android. I was trying to silo them because most of them are not going to show up on the Play Store. I tried Destiny Rising. I actually siloed that, and yeah, I mean, it basically launches and it says, sorry, your GPU doesn't meet the minimum, and that's about it.
What about Zenless Zone Zero?
ZZZ didn't work as well. It would just crash.
What about Genshin?
Genshin, unfortunately, cannot get downloaded in time. It's just taking forever. So it's tough. I don't think a lot of these games are going to work very well. Maybe lighter stuff.
What about like Winlater at all? Have you tried any Winlater?
No, definitely not. I'm not even
play
going to load Game
solitaire.
Hub on this. No.
I figured I had to
No.
ask. I haven't tried it either. Yeah, Dragon's Crown is being shown
It's
off
still,
there.
Still going. I'm surprised.
And people are wondering, can this play this Vita at the same level that demo video from Anbernic can do? I mean, I assume that they're not.
Which games did they show again? I know they showed, was it Dragon's Crown?
Dragon's Crown is on
Okay.
there.
Which is probably one of the most stable games for Vita emulation.
Yeah, that worked fine for me.
Yes. So these are correct. So the games that you're going to see on here, it looks like they are running it in Vita 3K. There's no tomfoolery going on here.
I actually have Persona on here, so I could load that next if you guys want to see that.
Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, I mean Persona 4 is starts to get a little questionable with the 3D and everything, but that's another pretty stable game for Vita 3K that you see running on a lot of handhelds.
They got Genshin running on there.
they got there eventually.
I think it really comes down to what you want to do with a handheld. Do you want to play that cat and mouse game and try to chase after finding a game that works, or do you want to just spend more money and get something that's going to be a little more reliable? So it's really going to come down to how much you want to tinker.
Because I feel like even if you want to tinker, I feel like this guy, the Mingme Air X, is still going to be more fun to tinker with, because you could probably do way more with it.
And Andrew has a good point too. How's God of War on here? I know that's one that we're gonna have to scale back.
Freaking Andrew, he's just trolling me. Let me see. I'll load up some Persona. I think I added it or have it in here. These are all legally acquired, by the way. So just no, I actually didn't copy it over. Oh well. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, everyone. Let's see. So yeah, Genshin. I was in the middle of loading it, and let's see where it's at right now.
How dare you? I forgive you, but I'm not. I won't.
Well, the problem is I wasted time with ZZZ, didn't work, and then Destiny Rising also same thing. So it's like,
Wow, Rob. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we all.
Yes, I love that model. The buy once, cry once. Correct.
Yeah. We had a good talk with Kay today. That.
I was gonna say, didn't we just talk about Kay? Talk about this with Kay? That's really funny.
You folks who've been following the Aya Neo saga, we dive deep with Kay today into his experiences with Aya Neo, and boy, no, they're not. Aya Neo probably won't enjoy watching that video, but we'll see. Also, stay tuned for Zoo Reviews. He has another video about Aya Neo coming out, a follow up. Russ, do you have any rants inside of you?
No, I don't feel particularly ranty about anything this week. So that's a good thing.
That's a good thing, yeah.
We're about to play some sea ranties on here. Shanties. Okay, so this is 2X, God of War, Ghost of Sparta.
Yeah, I mean, PSP is solid. I mean, for sure. And I think someone said in the chat, T618, great for PSP. You can do a lot, especially with a 720p resolution. I think a lot of games are going to hit that 3X target.
Let's get the FPS counter on there. I have to say that PSP looks pretty darn good on here. It feels about right. You get PSP as a handheld, if you might remember, has all mushy.
This feels way more PSP like than Vita like, for sure.
You get the mushy. Now this is more compact and the screen's smaller. But this is like the PSP for old dudes whose eyesight is starting to fail.
Right.
That's
I think
that's that's me.
It's even a better PSP experience than the Vita, if you ask me, because this one can actually upscale the Vita. I mean, there was a couple games where you could upscale on the Vita, but you had to go in and do some special stuff. This one, just play everything at 3X and a couple at 2X, and you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually a pretty enjoyable experience to play some PSP on here.
Yeah, and again, I think that's why, if this ends up happening to be $80, let's say, okay, it's pretty cool for PSP. I mean, I wouldn't expect much beyond that.
Right. Anytime I have to push the shoulder buttons, I'm probably just going to put it down and choose a different handheld. Oh no. But no, I like it. I do like it for PSP, and I like it for PS1. Here's what we need to do, everybody. Secure Retro Mods or other Etsy shops, go ahead and let's get some buttons for this that are the PlayStation buttons, and get maybe a skin or something. Just make this just that much more PSP like. And I think this might be all right, coming around $80. Yeah. I'm not as upset with it as I thought I was going to be, which is hearing you guys' experience. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be rough. But I'm like, okay, all right. Kind of like this one in a way, but
the thing is, we got these experiences 3 years ago, and it would have made more sense if it came out then, I guess. I mean, it still doesn't make a whole lot of sense it being a Vita-inspired handheld, but yeah, I feel like we are regressing. That's why I guess the Pro model is kind of interesting.
Yeah, maybe
it is a new chipset in a handheld at least, but again, I'm not quite sure what the intention is here.
I mean, maybe the 1080p panel is nicer looking, at least. Maybe it's better saturation on there. Because, yeah, as Adam O'Connor here says down below, the panel is outdated. Newer OLED would be nicer. Sure, yeah. And then the sharpening problems. Well, the sharpening problems are going to be an OS thing that Anbernic should correct immediately before anybody gets one of these, because that's ridiculous. But I could see a world where this does okay.
I'm shocked that it was a thing. I mean, I was looking, first time I turned it on, I was like, oh, this doesn't look good at all, and it's just, yeah. Yeah, I mean, here you go. A very light Android game, I guess, before it gets too hectic. This seems to run okay.
Halls of Torment.
I feel like they could have just called this thing the RG555, right? And that would have been along its naming convention, right? Because they do 5.5 is 5.5 inches. 5 was their T618 line, like the RG405M. And it would have been just fine. I think the name Vita really does throw people off, because you start to build expectations at that point. If you're going to name something after a handheld, you probably want it to play those games. If you're going to make an RG Saturn, it better play Saturn games, Right. And that's one of the weird things. So,
which is why, I mean, my first thought was, regardless of what kind of chip was in this, having a whole handheld named RG Vita is bold, because, I mean, again, Vita emulation on Android isn't that great, and so we're not quite there yet for having
calling that the RG Vita was a mistake. Yes, it should be called the RG PSP. Just to rename to those 3 letters, PSP versus Vita. There, you're already so much better at that point. If we accept this for what it is as a PSP, heck yes, let's go. Pocket test, Calvin's asking. Sure, let's take a look at my pants.
The other point with that is that, the RG3
standard jeans. No tomfoolery here. It's just your standard jeans, not Janko, but not janky. Let's go ahead and flip it in.
Slides right in.
Flips it in. I'm going on a trip. Flip it out.
Getting some lag here with Halls of Torment, which is hilarious.
So what I was going to say is that, the RG34XX is basically a GBA SP clone, and they didn't need to put the words GBA in it, right? And we all knew what it was. And I feel like if they had just used their numbering again with this, we all know what it is. It's like a wannabe Vita PSP thing, and that's
call
fine.
It 55P, I don't know. Call it something like that.
Right. It doesn't need to have a special name. I don't understand that.
I don't know either why it has that name, but slap test as well is being requested, so pretty good slap. That's real nice. Also, you can get the case for it. It's your standard case. It's no Amber Gucci, but it'll get her done.
Is it in me, or have their cases been also kind of regressing a little bit? I mean, this case is kind of odd. It's very flat, and we've seen this with some of the more recent handhelds too. And it's just,
it is a case.
I will say, I actually like that case because it's so slim. Most of them are bulky. I don't like bulky cases. That one feels like it's appropriately slim. It's super boring, but it's been pretty easy to throw in my backpack.
Also, I never showed you guys the packaging.
Hey, the Anbernic is a great case. That's a great case.
It's like the RG476H.
And then we can't forget the McDonald's special one too.
Put a wrapper in there.
What's that?
It's a cable. This is a USB cord, sir. They make these, and it actually transports data. It's a USB-A on one side and a USB-C on the other. And it also transfers power, and you can use it as a swing. You can jump rope with it. There's a lot of things you could do with this cable.
And do they put that in every handheld?
Honestly, they put it in every single Anbernic handheld they've ever released. They always have a little space for the cable right there, and it's so nice. There has been a downgrade since the RG505, not only in the performance of GameCube and PS2, but also they used to have color instructions. They've cheaped out and given us black and white instructions now with this, as if no one's ever reading these instruction booklets. It's upsetting. This is unacceptable, and we're gonna make a rant video just about this. So stay tuned for that.
The chat comments are great.
Chat, calm down, chat. It'll be all right. Super fun time. If you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. Stubbs and crew are working tonight.
It's so good.
It's true. We are here working. We must review this. They've sent it. We are reviewing it. But we're having a good time as friends.
Yes, we are. It's always fun to hang out.
And I don't hate it actually. I've there's been worse Anbernic releases.
Look, chat
There's
always
been
knows
a couple
best.
worse ones that I just
Stubbs, someone in chat said you just happen to really like e-waste, so take that for what you will. You know.
Hey,
I will say on my end, I've been trying to restart this PS Vita or RG Vita for 20 minutes now. And every time I try to push and hold on to the power button, a ghost touch happens, which then prevents it from resetting. And so I've just been stuck here for 20 minutes, just holding on the power button, trying to reset my RG Vita. I really hope that people don't have this ghost touching issue as well, but it does alarm me a little bit that there's a non-zero chance that it may happen if it's happening to me. And you would think Anbernic is probably cherry picking the ones they send to us, right? And this is the best that they could send me, and that scares me a little bit.
Well, and people are wondering, like, can you jump rope with this? And I think
I can hear him going off. Yep, he's off camera.
I did one.
Wow.
And then you go over.
I'm getting a little nervous watching that.
Everything's all right. We'll get through this together. Tony, don't take the camera off me. I'm nervous. All right, everybody. What else do you want to see? Is there anything else anyone else wants to see? Check out Russ's video if you want to see things like Sega Saturn, which don't work especially well on the T618. But if you want to use it, you can use Yaba Sunshiro RetroArch core. Things like Game Boy and NES and N64, even if you're going to use the standalone Mupen Pro FC, will work okay. But yeah, it's your usual T618 fare, just a little bit worse. I'm sure in time it will be at least as good as the old T618 handhelds. You got PS1. Yes, PS1 I love on here. You can do a 3x upscale easy, so you get 720p. And you can use your widescreen patches for games that are compatible. It feels real good for PS1 and PSP.
Yeah, I like it a lot for PSP.
Yeah.
I mean, if we take a step back and like look at this handheld in general, I mean, a few years ago, if we had gotten an $80 PSP handheld that can do a 3x resolution upscale, that is like a no-brainer, right? But in this day and age, it's just a hard sell, you know, at this point. We've got several handhelds under $100 that can play PSP upscale.
That's really the biggest problem with it. Yep.
TrimUI Smart Pro S can do most games at a 2x scale. It's fine. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've got this at 3x right now, which, I mean, again, I wouldn't really go beyond 3x just because it's only a 720p panel here.
Right. And it doesn't have video out, so you'd never want to do 4x anyway because you can't put it on a TV or anything.
Yeah, it's not going to work for that well. And you know, my Golden Fro says, don't tell me what I can't do past 40. Anything is possible past 40, except for a lot of things. No, don't jump rope unless you're very fit. So, or you want to get fit. But don't do it with
I'm in that mentality
cord.
Too. I mean, look at this age, you know.
No, there's no at this age.
There's no F's to give. There's no F's to give. Just do what you love.
Exactly. Okay, good. All right. Do what you love.
If you want to jump rope with a tiny USB cable, you go for it.
Don't box me in there. I can still. I'm still useful. I'm still useful to society.
I thought you said you're youthful. You're youthful.
I'm youthful. We're all in our 40s now.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for me. I still haven't quite accepted that.
You're an old man now, but you're still a summer chicken.
I don't know what that makes me, like a winter chicken.
You're a winter chicken. No, you look younger than both of us, but I know
It's
you're a couple
true.
years our senior. But
Yeah. I'm going to be past the 45 hump in a couple weeks.
That's amazing.
what?
Yeah. Yeah. 46.
Even Pride Tunes is getting older than us. Turning 33 next month. Happy birthday. Pride Tunes, you said you were making the RGDS Plus. We'll have to hear about that one later. Okay. All right, Victorian, I'm also in my 40s. You're right, Stubbs. We are not that old. We have at least 5 years left. And with that one, everybody, let's go ahead and talk about getting out of here. I think we really hit the main points. You know, battery life still yet to come. I did leave it in standby overnight, and it drained about 2% battery life overnight, which is about on par with, as far as I remember, the other T618s. And Gamma OS, I hope, comes to this pretty quick. I know he's working on it, at least for the Pro version first, because that's exciting, work with a new chipset. But, you know, he got the RG 505, over 20 hours of battery life. So let's see what's possible here. You are looking at the ability to play your Android games, the ability to play up to PSP, a tiny bit of Vita, a little PS2. We didn't show any PS2 or GameCube today because there's really... Watch Russ's video on why we're not going to do that. It's just not very much fun. Streaming and decoding on here is okay. At best, you're looking about 6 milliseconds on a good day with this, with Artemis. No video out, like they were just saying. Heat and temps, so far, it's okay. Rob was seeing get a little warmer there. I know, but he's in Arizona, so who knows? Could be
It actually has been pretty dang warm these past few days.
What in the world? This is February, everybody. This is ridiculous.
Oh, believe me, I feel the same way.
Ridiculous. If you're wondering where to order this, it'll be from Anbernic.com. It'll be from AliExpress, third week of March. Check out that. We'll be having information go live soon. Check out retrohandhelds.gg. Stay tuned on @RetroGameCore on YouTube and @RetroTechDad. The case here, I think, is around the $5 price point, so maybe throw that in if you're interested. And as far as alternative options go for this, really almost anything else I might pick up. Honestly, almost anything else. To a degree. Now, that's a little cynical, but you know, around this price point, the Mengme Air X is absolutely awesome. Even the K56 I can appreciate. The Ioneo, if you don't mind the 4x3 instead of the widescreen, the Ioneo Pocket Air Mini. I absolutely adore the Magic X 135. That is a hell of a handheld that plays up to some PS2 for $100, under $100. I'm waiting for my retail to show up. I can't wait for it to show up. I want to make more content with it. But the 135, just a nice, fantastic little handheld. Smaller screen, but that's neither here nor there. Anbernic is doing something this year. They're already giving us, this controller Fitbit thing. They've given us this Vita. What else did they do this year? The RGDS, of course.
Yes. How could we forget?
Well, I guess this was tail end of last year. But anyways, the RGDS also is a thing that they've made, and that's making some progress. I quit.
I hate to say it at this point. I kind of want to see an XX handheld from them. You know what I mean? Like, just go back to that. That was more fun. $60 handhelds that were just kind of new and just like, they're trying things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That was and there was like 4 different custom operating systems often available day one. Like, all of that was totally fun. This is a little bit less fun.
It's a little bit less fun. Go pick up on eBay if you can for decent prices. Around $100 if you can find a used Vita 1000 or 2000. Go have some fun. Check out Russ's awesome guides for how to do all your Vita hacking and
I was going to say hack
all
it,
that, jailbreak and have fun with this, because the Vita is still a blast to this day.
As far as your SD card adapter, I mean, have fun.
Yeah,
with it. It's awesome.
Only a couple bucks. I think the Vita will get more love because of this handheld. Thank you, Anbernic, for reminding us how good the Vita is. If you want to step up, though, to something a little bit more and the Trim UI Smart Pro S is also fun. That's Linux. But if you want to step up to the most awesome in this form factor, currently I do believe it is the Retroid Pocket 6. If you wanted to be absolutely insane and spend another $100, the Odin 3 is the reigning champ. or the G2 or the RP5. There's a lot of handhelds you can look at.
There's a
instead of
lot
this.
now. Yeah.
But this is one of them. And for the right price, Anbernic, it's $80. $80? $80 shipped would be incredible. But if we can do $80, okay. I think PSP is neat here.
Yeah.
$80 would be incredible. Yeah. I mean, that does change it quite a bit. Yeah.
And not $80 for the first 3 days. We're talking $80 retail here.
Permanently.
And not
I hate that
$80
bait
plus
and switch.
$20 shipping.
Yeah, exactly. What do they charge? $30 shipping for their latest controller? Come on.
Yeah.
We can see through that stuff. Why
the
do
best
they do
is
that?
like,
Yeah.
it just cracks me up because everyone just ran out and bought the Mamba 1 instead. Because it ends up being
Because it was on
cheaper.
sale. Yeah.
God. Buy some hype sticks. It works on so many of your handhelds. So good. Well, guys, do you have any final thoughts on this one?
No, we got a super chat though.
Hey, super chat. Thank you, Archangel Lord. There it is. Archangel Lord 5372. Growing
Reading's
old
hard.
is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Yes. And on that note, let's grow up. I mean, let's grow old together. And we'll never grow up.
I was going to
Ever.
say, who's grown up?
Not me. If our time together in the Airbnb at CES is anything to go by, we are definitely not growing up yet. There it is.
I was like, what's happening?
Like, how do you do this thing? All right, everybody. Once again, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to stay in the know for all of your favorite retro handhelds. And a special thanks to our channel members, our patrons, and our subs who make everything possible for us. Perks with RH start for as little as $3 per month here. Don't only join our membership, we also have Russ from Retro Game Corps and Rob below here who also have their memberships. Our supporters, though, we just want to call you all out. Thank you so much for everything that you do and for supporting us and joining us on this crazy journey of retro handhelds for better or for worse. Some days we get some nice ones, some days we get some clunkers. All times, though, do we have fun, mostly, doing this. So, appreciate that. Oh, yeah, and join us, God, I don't know, on the podcast, I guess, on Monday. We'll be back
I just
on Monday.
noticed Zoo is last on that list.
Zoo? Well, his name starts with a Z. So
I know, but now we got to find someone who comes after him just to...
nothing comes after Zoo. He is the final.
He's the final word.
He's the final word. But, all right, guys. Until the next one, this has been Stubbs on behalf of Russ, Rob, producer Sony, and you all saying, take care of those handhelds and take care of each other, too. We love you.